Being homeless is the new luxury. No payment to worry about on the first of the month, living day by day like a game of Grand Theft Auto, and a non-stop adventure that never ends. In our reality, most people don't choose this path, but surprisingly, some actually do. So let's talk all about that. And if you personally feel like you relate to anything in this video, or you just simply like content like this, discussing different topics in the world that probably should be talked about more so, feel free to like, comment your thoughts, opinions below, and subscribe to see my daily or bi-weekly uploads around here around 12 p.m. Central Time. And a huge shout out to all my supporters around here. Now let's begin.
Ever looked at like a homeless person and be like, damn, bro, I wonder how you got in that position? Because, you know, some people are homeless because they just can't make it in life. They couldn't afford it. Then you got people on the other hand who's homeless by choice, bro. And for those who homeless by choice, my theory is they tried it, bro. They tried the 9 to 5. They tried the legal way. They tried the illegal way of making money. They tried all the options.
They tried the legal way and they tried the illegal way. And both ways they just didn't seem to be working.
Out there. They even tried to be entrepreneurs and they was like, you know what? It ain't worth it. This life shit ain't it. It ain't it. And they just became homeless. That's my theory. I really believe they did that. I said it because, like, you ever try to...
I mean, okay, fair enough. There's so many different categories of homeless. There's, you know, the elderly. There is the young folks. There is drug addicts. There's so many different types of homelessness. And I think it is fair to say that a lot of them probably did try in some sort of sense of the modern reality, this system, the rat race, whatever you want to call it, the matrix. That's probably the good word for it. But there's probably a lot of people who just never really had the choice, the option. They started out in a really rough go and never really had a leg up or a step up compared to other people, compared to some other people or compared to other people else. But you know, I do think it's kind of true that a lot of people, these days, you see more and more videos, especially the younger folk. That's what I'm talking about. Especially the younger folk, they are choosing to be homeless, just completely out of the system. Versus the older folk probably either didn't save enough up for like retirement. The economy is much different than what they could have ever really expected at this time, or it's just not really working out the way they could have planned.
offer a homeless person money and they be like, oh no, young blood, I'm good, I'm alright, I'm gonna be alright. Bro, it's $20, bro. You homeless, you need this to eat, bro. You trying to tell me you too good for this 20? Like, I always thought of why they say no. It's because they got money.
I think that's case by case. I mean, if you offer me $20, I mean, I got somewhere to stay, but I would still take it.
Choose not to live life like us, bro. They just in a whole different world, a whole different realm, a whole different space. Like, I swear they in the future. We try and play catch up. Just gonna get 3 more seconds.
I don't know what that last part is about. He was trying to get the video to over a minute to monetize that thing. But, you know, it is true, though. It seems like homeless people, they are kind of in their own world. They build their own communities. They build their own little communities. I just said that twice. I meant to say their own little, like, cities. And they kind of have their own little life going on because they're out of the system. They're out of the matrix. They have their own little, they have their own reality, which is our reality. Just looking at it through a different lens, through like a different sense, I guess.
Hey everybody, my name is Tyler, and because of the out-of-control inflation that we're having in our country right now and rent prices being over $1,500 a month, I have been outpriced at the rental market, and
Who can relate to this? How many people are going to be in this exact same position coming up shortly?
I live here in my car full-time, and I wanted to give you a brief tour. So starting with the bed here, it is a 3-inch memory foam mattress topper. Super comfortable. I have about 4 layers of blankets, which keeps me warm, especially right now we've got 20-degree weather at night, so it's pretty cold. Moving over here, I have my cooler. I've had a few people tell me I'm not supposed to have this cooler because I live in my car, but it actually was a birthday gift.
Isn't that funny? You're struggling. Life's rough right now, so you don't deserve to have nice things. The entertainment is out the window. The budget is so slim that you can't really stuff in anything that has any sort of joy. Who invented these rules?
Last year for my 30th birthday, and I just can't part with it. I absolutely love it. Keeps all my food cold and fresh for days. I absolutely just adore this cooler, so I'm not gonna get rid of it. And in the back there, you can see I have 2 really comfortable pillows. I'm about 5.
This is what... You know, there's been multiple times in my life where I've had to pretty much sell everything I've owned, get up and go and move, and like 3, 4 times before, and depends on how you want to look at it. For definitely 3. I just really want to kind of put into perspective how insane it is to, like, keep stuff that is so sentimental to you because as humans we get so attached, but then over time it just like it's not worth it to really carry it along with us. For example, like that Yeti cooler, like that's a super cool thing, and it's like I'm glad he has something that he likes. But let's say he lost his car or his vehicle, he's not gonna walk around with his Yeti cooler. He's not gonna throw all of his belongings into his Yeti cooler. Fair enough, I guess he could do that, but he's probably gonna get a backpack or a duffel bag or a shopping. I guess a shopping cart may be better off. Whatever, the Yeti cooler might be a good option, but I'm just saying, I've had many things in my past where I've just had to give them up because it wasn't really worth keeping them for the sentimental value or whatever because you got it from a gift for somebody or whatever. But I do think that even if you're in a down time, you still deserve that carrot on the stick, as I like to call it. You still deserve that thing that pushes you to each day, whether it's a Yeti cooler or, whatever your special thing in life is.
Being homeless can look like. This highway motel is $300 a week. That's $1,200 a month for a room and no amenities.
You see, a lot of people are going to be asking, oh, if he could afford $1,200 a month, why wouldn't he just buy his own place? I was living in not a studio, in a one-bedroom apartment in the inner cities for $1,200 a month, plus utilities, plus foods, really more like $1,500 a month. Really more like 17 if you want to add like transportation and how people really eat, because your food budget's always higher than what you actually expect it to be. But that's a whole different video. But you probably can't afford to get into these places because the background checks, they need 3 months in advance, and you have to whatever. And so it's like it's just not even with him somehow being able to scrape this by, and then he's stuck here. Then how is he supposed to get out of this? It's a crazy cycle.
Rental units in this area have income requirements over $29,000. The only store nearby is a gas station with a 10-minute walk along a road with a 50 miles per hour speed limit. I work 6 days a week. A week's pay is $330. I've applied to 15 jobs within the last month. I've heard back from 2, and that's including my current employer. Self-sustainability is impossible in these conditions.
All right, I'm not really sure what that little pause there was, but it's crazy to think that because like if he's making $330 a week, which is I don't know how much he's working. Fair enough, his closest walk is a gas station, which if you've ever lived off gas stations, it's not really that cheap. Like, so if he's making if he's making this, do the simple math here, $330 a week, his place to live is 300. He has about $30 a week to live. $30 to live on at a gas station is possible, but it's not ideal. You can't really eat 3 meals. You definitely can't eat a healthy 3 meals, and it's just he has to walk there and back. So some days it's not necessarily so like necessarily accessible as it could be. It's hard to get out. Once you get in these situations, it's really hard to get out of it.
I and so many other people are stuck living like this just to stay warm. The only reason I can afford to eat is because I get a shift meal at work.
Okay, that helps.
Let me tell y'all, ain't shit fucking funny when you don't have a job. God knows how many interviews I've been on since I've moved here. I moved here in January. It's about to be March. No job yet. Uber don't pay well here in this area.
She moved, and the pay that she was planning on making is not coming in. The income's not, planned out like it originally was. Like it originally, she hoped that it once was. And so, it's just a lot of people are in these situations, even if they think they have it together. I've said this time and time again. It only takes 1, 2, or 3 months for the majority of people to be right on their ass and to be right at a lot of the different positions and spots a lot of these people in these videos that we discuss are at.
I'm stuck. Like, let's say I'm scrolling on my phone and I see a TikTok. It could be relatively funny. I'm not laughing. I might crack a smile, but like immediately. Because ain't shit fucking funny when you don't got a job, rent due on the 1st, EBT don't renew until next week, groceries looking slim, and I'm tired of eating yogurt bowls. I ain't got nothing else, like, pray for me. Pray for me.
Oh, but that's the thing. Being poor, there's so many different struggles that it sounds ridiculous. Like, oh, if you have something to eat, be happy. You have somewhere to stay, be happy. But a lot of these certain things at a lackluster condition can really like kind of wean you down mentally, definitely financially. And even if you have some if you're eating the same cheap meals every day, that's gonna get you, like eating a good meal really gets you. It's like being able to take a really good shower, being able to genuinely feel clean, and knowing you're able to tomorrow too is a whole different thing. Being able to wear fresh, clean clothes that were just washed and dried, whole different feeling. So many people don't get to experience this every single day. But even those small things, like as humans, I think it takes like 20 some days, like 3 weeks to get like accustomed to something to build a habit. Yeah, it really isn't that you know crazy to think that how we take this stuff for granted. But wild.
If you give a homeless person money, they're gonna spend it on drugs. That's what I was gonna spend it on. That's what I was gonna spend it on.
Well, I don't encourage these types of behaviors, but I do understand the mindset around them. But yeah, I would love to know your guys' thoughts, opinions around the current economic status of the universe and how everybody's just becoming homeless, whether that's by choice or by force. Yeah, please let me know your guys' thoughts, opinions down below regarding all that. If you guys can relate to anything experienced that around surrounding the topic of homelessness, or you guys just know or have been around it in your life at all. Yeah, huge shout out to everybody who supports me over here, my content, my Patreon supporters, my channel memberships, and everybody who just overall throws love my way. I appreciate that. But yeah, again, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one.